What's going on, Eagles family? I hope everybody's having a fantastic Saturday. My day has been a long one. I have been up for a very long time and getting ready to watch this divisional round, first set of games. And yeah, it's depressing. I'm going to be real with you. I hate having to watch other things in football. I love football. I do. I love the game. I enjoy watching other players, enjoy doing film on college players. But I'll be real, when you know that other teams are striving for that ultimate prize, pisses you off that the Eagles, this year, this was the year, right? This was a year they were supposed to get things right. They got a receiver. They got, obviously, Hurts threw us a curveball. We all were a little skeptical. Then Brooks went down. A lot of things started happening, but we had high hopes. We had a lot of expectations for this team, and well, they let us down, and they let us down hard. And now it's all falling apart. You see Doug Peterson's gone. We don't know what the hell's going on with Carson Wentz. It's complete shit show. And if you would have told me this last year, this is what was happening, I wouldn't have believed you. This is just pure chaos. So this blows. Let's be real. But we're going to keep coming back every single day here at On the Road to Victory. Of course, I am your host, Jimmy Smith. So I thank all of you for tuning in on this fine Saturday. Beautiful day out. A very beautiful day out. So I hope you guys are all having a good one. And thanks for tuning in. What's going on, Malcolm, my man? Oh, dude, what a day it's been. I'll tell you what's up is I'm tired, but I'm ready for some damn football. But also, as I do this tape, what's going on, my man, Ted? I do this tape study for all these college players. I watch other things for my betting purposes. Coming up today, it's still, no matter what, at the end of the day, it depresses me. And other people, who are you rooting for? I'm not rooting for anybody. I root for my Philadelphia Eagles, but, I do enjoy watching some of the underdog stories. The fact, I was talking with my girlfriend earlier. I'm like, dude, we're really sitting here with the Browns and the Bills. The Browns and the Bills we're looking at in the playoffs. And here we are sitting at home. Makes me truly want to punch myself directly in the face. I'll be real with you guys. So here's the playoff divisional matchups we got going on today. Toss those up. I'm going to jump into a little bit about that. We're going to see, what your guys' thoughts are on the game. We usually stick to Eagles here, but we got some interesting games coming up today and tomorrow. So touch a little bit on that here. But we'll talk about the coaching first. We had a little bit of news. We've had news every single day. We've been going through it. Nice little question here from Ted. What are my thoughts on the Jets getting the Niners defensive coordinator? Robert Saleh, we talked about this yesterday. We talked about it the day before. It was intriguing. We brought him in for an interview. Would have been nice to see defensive-minded guy bring in someone with a good coordinator. That would have made me feel comfortable. So I don't really care which way we go. A lot of people, we have to have an offensive coordinator, or an offensive-minded guy. And, in my mind, I really don't think, that matters. I want to see who their coordinators are going to be, whoever it may be. So, hey, you saw a big name go off the board. The Eagles want to be patient with it. Well, you're going to miss out if you do things like that. Also, Arthur Smith, another name that was brought up. A lot of people were intrigued by the things he's done with Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans running the ball, doing things there. But he got himself a job. Both of these guys interviewed with the Eagles and then right after signed with their new teams. And that was the Atlanta Falcons for Arthur Smith. So lost out on two candidates there. Now, another name that we mentioned the other day, Brandon Staley, the defensive coordinator for the Rams. Now, obviously, we have to wait until his game is over, or if they go on next week, we'll have to wait then, or however far they go. But we got to wait to interview any of these playoff coaches. We've mentioned Brian Dable. We've mentioned Eric Bieniemy. We've mentioned so many of these names, but there's a lot of guys we can't interview. So maybe the Eagles being patient because they're looking at some of these guys with a little bit of playoff pedigree, guys that are learning from some big names and doing big things. But also they're throwing in some surprising guys. So it's been really interesting. Brandon Staley, though, doing really great things with the Rams defense. Their offense isn't that great. At times it is. It's such a shit show. Jared Goff, he's going through things. Nobody talks about that because they're too busy talking about Carson Wentz. So it's been ridiculous. But take a little look at this graphic here. Here's a bunch of the candidates. Let me grab that logo out of the way there. So James Urban isn't just sitting up there getting his face covered all the time. But you see it here. There's a lot of names. We'll say that. Hold on, I got a new one. Let's pop this bad boy. There's a couple people taking off. So I switched it up a little bit. You see Staley hiding in the background there with Graham Harrell, Kellen Moore. Mike Kafka, Ryan Day, Jim Caldwell, somebody thrown in there, Lincoln Riley. Gerard Mayo had an interview yesterday, as well as Deuce Staley. Both of those guys, they actually had their interviews yesterday. So we've interviewed a few people. We've asked to interview. We requested to interview, as I just mentioned, Brandon Staley. So as soon as his season's done, we will be checking him out. But there's a whole slew of people that are available. Joe Brady down at the bottom there. Love that kid. 31 years old. Coming in with a very offensive mind. To be intrigued to see who his defensive coordinator would be. But, there's a lot of names here, guys. Gerard Mayo is a very interesting one. Todd Bowles. We all know about him in, 2012. So, not huge on those names. But Eric Bieniemy, I would love to see some of that. Pep Hamilton, an intriguing one. Same with Graham Harrell, guys that we were considering for offensive coordinator jobs. So, a lot of names out there, guys, but a lot of these guys are still in the playoffs that are very intriguing. In Brian Dable, Eric Bieniemy, and aforementioned Brandon Staley, who they requested to interview. So we'll see what happens to these guys in the playoffs, and I'm sure we'll be trying to interview them as much as we can. Don't punch myself, punch Howie. Yes, you're right. Howie deserves some sweet chin music. I'm really hoping that John Dorsey has a much bigger role in the player personnel in the draft, and hope that he can help this team, because truly, Howie Roseman has struggled in the draft, and we've all seen it. I don't care what you want to say about the caps or restructuring this or that. That's great. You did great move with Malik Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey. If we cut them after June 23rd, you get $23 million, or June 3rd, sorry, $23 million saved on the cap. Maybe you bring back Malik cheaper. Alshon, I don't think, comes back. We talk about Deshaun Jackson being let go. Ertz maybe traded. Carson Wentz, we're going to see what happens there. A lot of guys with big cap numbers that need to be restructured. Brandon Brooks, if he is going to come back. Brandon Graham, I'm intrigued to see what happens there. Derek Barnett, what is going to happen with these guys? So, dude, there's a lot that's going to happen. We need to figure out who this coaching staff is, because they're going to apparently have a big say. Now, apparently the Eagles want to keep Carson Wentz, so when they're interviewing these guys, they want to know what their thoughts are, and if they don't like Carson, then apparently they don't like that coach. I don't know what this team's doing. I guess it was Doug Peterson's fault. Doug Peterson's the one that wanted Jalen Hurts over Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, Doug couldn't see eye to eye. Dude, who knows? Nobody wants to come out and talk. Nobody's really telling us what's going on. We just get all these ridiculous reports. Then you see today, Jeff McClain comes out with a nice little piece about how Carson Wentz is pretty much an asshole and pretty much only thinks of himself. Nobody can coach him, this, that, the other thing. He doesn't see eye to eye. He's switching plays. Everybody's pissed. He has too much say in the draft. Okay. Apparently, Carson Wentz wanted to draft Jalen Hurts. I don't see that. I'm not somebody that's going to sit here and say Carson Wentz had a good season, deserves any kind of praise or any kind of people holding back. We need to see what the problem is. One of those problems was Carson Wentz. What the hell was the problem, though? Why was Doug Peterson not rolling him out more? Why were we not playing to his strengths? Why were we trying to change him? I don't get it. I don't know, but Doug Peterson's gone now. So you heard Doug Peterson, already getting some interest from the Seattle Seahawks for that offensive coordinator job. He's a good coach. I just don't know what happened between them. But I'd be intrigued to see, and we've talked about it, which quarterback is this new coach going to want? So we could talk about all these different things, all the coaches, all the different players we want, but it starts with the head coach. Who's he going to bring in his staff? Who are these guys? What kind of system are they running? This is going to be very intriguing, man. Philly drama is better than WWE. Dude, it's the truth, Anthony. Look at all these people out here that, they thrive off this, and they thrive off of the clickbait and just all these ridiculous stories. And it's like, look, man, like I truly can't take it half the time, and I want to jump through a window when I read half this stuff. It's like, I don't even this is why I started doing this. I can't stand half that shit. So it's like, I just try to put out the truth. We try to talk about what's actually happening, break things down, and look, there's a lot of problems. We know that. So we're not sitting here saying Carson Wentz deserves any kind of praise. The dude sucked this year, but so did, setting the record for most offensive line changes in the season, which it was ridiculous, right? So, if you're rolling out 14 different offensive lines in 16 games, that's bad. That's really bad. So I get it. Miles Sanders being banged up, the receivers really not having time to, flourish, learn under Alshon or Deshaun. They were out most of the year. So it's like the tight ends were banged up. Ertz wasn't playing well, wanted a new contract, had to put Peters back in. No Brooks, no Dillard. Have no clue what's going on with Dillard. So Dillard and Mailata hopefully get to compete. That's good. We at least have some competition there. I don't think the job just gets given to Mailata like a lot of people think. You used a first-round draft pick on this kid. I want to see what happens. And maybe another guy tries out another position. That'd be fine with me. I would just like to see this line get younger and healthier. So Sad. Jason Kelsey, in my mind, probably won't be back, but Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, they're getting up there in age. So we got to see what happens. Hey, Jimmy, happy to hear you. Yo, brother. Jimmy, my man, thanks for tuning in, dude. Love you too, brother. Go Birds. And Deuce Staley, I like it, man. I like his leadership. We've talked about the players, love the guy. And, a lot of people knock on him about, he wouldn't be a good coach. It's like, how do you know, dude? And that's what sucks. Like, we didn't even give him a chance at the end of the year when everything sucked. Might as well see what he got. Oh, you want to give play calling to Press Taylor, even though Deuce Staley's been here for 742 years, running back, and then he's been the running backs coach, now assistant head coach as well, added to his title. That's great. But I think the dude deserves a chance before we just, he sucks. But the problem is, if you bring in a new staff, I don't think he comes back. I think he deserves an opportunity. I'm not sure if someone gives him an opportunity. Maybe go be an offensive coordinator at a college level and then maybe prove himself to get a head coaching job. Because if he's not going to get it here, he needs to roll out because nobody else is showing interest. And it's a bummer to see. I love the guy, and I would not be mad at that. I'd just be very, very intrigued to see who his staff would be. But also, if you could convince Brian Dawkins to come back and have some kind of role as a DB's coach, something. We won the Super Bowl the year that Brian Dawkins was in our personnel, and people seem to miss out on that fact that he was in there. And while everyone was getting hurt, he was teaching that next man up mentality. That dude. But we all know that watched Brian Dawkins growing up, what kind of man he is. And I think you need to bring men like that. Deuce Staley is one of those guys. And you see the praise he gets from so many, even ex-Eagles, Malcolm Jenkins, and then former Eagles, Quentin Michael is out there, and current Eagles, Brandon Graham. So, this is great. Brandon Graham put this on his, hold on, let me get this out of the way. Thanks for tuning in, Jimmy. Just putting it out in the universe, Deuce Staley. That's Brandon Graham on his Instagram. So, old Instagram there letting us know he would be okay with Deuce. And I don't think you necessarily need to give players to say, but it's nice. The players know what they want and they know what they're trying to build, but you need to have more firm management that knows what they are building. Everyone just needs to be on the same page. There doesn't need to be this disconnect where people are talking about this guy wants this or this. That's not good. That's not a good thing. You guys should have a say. Carson Wentz should, hey, I want receivers, but you didn't do that. So how does Carson Wentz have say in the draft too much if we're drafting quarterbacks and getting gadget players where, I like Rager. We've talked about this. I thought they should have traded back, took Rager, got more draft capital, try to move up, move around, get someone like a T. Higgins, a Chase Claypool, but we didn't do that, and we took quarterback. So I don't know what's going on. I haven't known what's going on since the draft, and I was like, shit, here we go. This is going to be a terrible season, but let's just put the blinders on and pretend that everything's fine. And, well, it's not fine. You four, the John and Luke are my go-tos. Well, I appreciate that, man, and we try to put out the best content we possibly can. So I truly, truly appreciate that. Always trying to do what we can. We've been putting in work, and we will continue to throughout this offseason. So you guys ever need anything, reach out. Always talking birds, man. Always. Don't believe Carson when it hurts for a second. Ruben Frank said how he was asked draft night if Carson was happy we drafted Hurts. He said no. Yeah, well, they talked about that. He was like hunting or something, and they called him up early morning and let him know that they were going to be drafting a quarterback possibly that day. So they already had plans to go after. So they talk about like, oh, he was available there. We couldn't believe it. It's like, yeah, you knew you were going to try to be the smartest guy in the room. See, that's a problem. When you're thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to do when this pick comes. Like, you should have a plan in place. Yes. But you need to understand that it's the draft and it's not going to go how you thought it was going to go. There's going to be trades. People are going to take these random picks that you didn't see coming. People are going to be available you thought weren't going to be, and vice versa. So a lot of stuff's going to happen. You need to be able to adjust, and we don't do that. We just try to go with Jalen Hurts, Davey, and Taylor on day 2. Like, what the fuck? Dude, what? 2 picks that aren't really helping the team and didn't. They didn't. And we said that there. How are they going to help us this year? They didn't. We thought we were so close that all we needed was Jalen Reagor, and then we could just pick all this depth stuff. And look, I like the addition of Marquise Goodwin. I thought we were trying to add speed to the receiving room. I did think there were some good things that were done, but we all saw that there were massive holes. No emphasis on linebacker. Like, as long as we bring in somebody that likes linebackers, I'm okay. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I did outside corner. Talked about that. There's so many holes on this team, but this team just didn't want to accept that. Then you get rid of Sidney Jones or Sewell Douglas, and you're rolling with Avonte Maddox outside. Like, what were you thinking was going to happen? So yeah, there's a disconnect, and it's just not good, to be real with you. Yeah, and Dorsey, we talk about, how much he's had a role with the Browns, the Chiefs. He's done so many things where, dude, he's done great stuff for both those franchises. They're about to play tomorrow, both those teams we just talked about in the divisional round of the playoffs. So he's helped build those things, and I think you can see the talent on those teams that he helped bring in. We would love to have someone like that, and I think that he needs to have a bigger role. We don't know exactly what the role is 100% here, but he's there for now, and I'm hoping he's teaching Howie, at least trying to help give some tips on, oh my God, the scouts, something needs to happen, but apparently Howie doesn't listen to scouts. I don't know. The disconnect is all over the place, so that's what scares me. But if you can bring in someone like John Dorsey, and I think we talk about the connection with John Dorsey and Eric Bieniemy, that would be something phenomenal, coming from a championship caliber team, giving us that little spice we need, man. And I think those two would be really great together. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, John Dorsey needs to have a big role upcoming in this draft, free agency, all the good stuff. Let Howie worry about the $70 million in cap hell that we are in. And look, I think, we've talked about it enough, over the months that you can easily figure that out. And I've explained so many options on how you can figure that out. You'll see articles now being written and people coming out with stuff. And it's like, look, we've talked about this all fucking year. It's not like we can't make moves and do things next year. Like, we're just going to have to forfeit the year. We don't know how to get out of this. Like, no, dude, it's just going to be a lot of those players that you really like and you got their jersey hanging up. They're probably going to be gone. So it's a harsh reality, but change is coming. We need to get younger. We talk about that. Acquiring more draft capital is a goal here. Change is on the horizon. I'm excited about it, though. I'm going to be real with you. Hold on. Sorry. There was a report Howie didn't follow his board again, passed on Jeremy. Hey, yo, Ted. I was all in on Jeremy Chin. I couldn't get enough. Was so excited in the second round. Maybe we could try to make a move for No. Maybe we'll draft him. There he was. Oh, nope. There he goes. Bro, Jalen Hurts. I don't know. I still don't get it. Pisses me off, man. And the kid was phenomenal, but we don't care about guys that are hybrid linebacker safeties. Oh, wait, yeah, you do. Oh, but we have Nate Gary. That's fine, right? Sure. Dorsey had top picks to build that defense with drafting corners, one of the best abilities. Well, he's done a lot of great things, man. It's not just that. He's had running backs, receivers, quarterbacks. He's done it all, dude. He's good. He really is. And we've had shows just talking about him. And I think, it's going to be interesting to see how much say he has in this draft, but let's hope he does, because he could do good things for us. A lot of people think it's, we're screwed for a very long time. Look, I'm not going to give up on this team before we even know who the new staff is. Let's see what we can do. Look, I'm pissed off that Howie's still here, but I talked about this for months. Howie was going to be here. While you heard people flip, Howie sucks, he's gone. No way, he's getting fired. I told you, he was not going anywhere. That's Jeffrey's lapdog. And if anyone, it was Doug Peterson, and there he goes out the window. And that's a big surprise. But we talked about it throughout the year. If there was any kind of disconnect going on that we didn't see, if it was Doug and Carson and then Doug and Howie and things like that, he could definitely be gone. And there he is. He's gone. And so I wish nothing Doug but the best, unless he goes to the Seahawks, F the Seahawks. But, the Eagles have to figure it out from here. And we've got some rebuilding to do. But I'm excited, man. What if Joe Brady comes in? What if Eric Bieniemy comes in and they're a fresh start? And we're talking about this story years from now, 10 years. Like, man, we got that kid when he was young. What a perfect year. We talked about this months ago. If you're going to get rid of Doug Peterson, this is the year to do it. There's a lot of young talent, a lot of guys that are going to get an opportunity to become head coaches. They're probably going to thrive. You don't want to miss the train on that, because if there's a disconnect now, why drag things out? And it looks like we made the right decision there. But Howie's still doing Howie things. Let's just hope that, Joe Douglas, everyone loves him, and everyone liked when Andrew Barry was here and the picks we made. Well, that's what essentially John Dorsey is. Somebody brought in here to hold Howie Roseman's hand. So we'll see. It's going to be very intriguing, though, guys. But we'll see what happens to Brandon Staley coming up here at 4:30. Yeah, I got to finish up my fantasy stuff and all that. But yeah, I definitely made a couple prop bets, stuff like that. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about this divisional round. I know it sucks the Eagles aren't in here, but we do what we can here, guys. But some intriguing matchups, to be honest with you. I'm going with the Packers here over the Rams, going with the Bills. And the Bills over the Ravens just because I think they could still pass on that really good defense. We'll see. That was a tough one for me. I think the Chiefs could beat the Browns, but I don't think the Browns will get ran over like everyone thinks. And then this was a real tough one, the last one tomorrow. I think the Saints could beat the Buccaneers. I know Tom Brady going to come in there in that dome and try to pass around, but I think their defense is much better than the Buccaneers. So I think that the Saints could pull that one off. I did go for a couple prop bets today that I threw in. Let's see. I made one that was like, I think Harrison Bryant is out there. And there was one I had where he makes 2 catches. I went with that. Chiefs have a pretty good they're not great corners, but, they're a bend, don't break kind of D. And I think they do well against stopping big plays from Landry or Higgins or anything like that today. So I think the tight ends might get a little more in Austin Hooper and Harrison Bryant. So he was on there for like a couple catch one, and he was also on there for like over 10.5 yards. So I placed a couple on that. A touchdown scorer, I went with Michael Thomas. I know that. Let me see, logging in here, try to find it for you. Went by the Packers. I went 2.5. I'm going to give them the field goal. I think it'll be closer than most people think. I think the Rams defense is pretty damn good. If they can get Rodgers on his ass in the snow, maybe things get a little wild. We'll see, though. We'll see. I also had under 42.5 rushing yards for Devin Singletary. I think, that was pretty decent thinking on that. Ravens, stop the run. The Bills hate to run. They pass the ball all the time. So went with that one. What else do we got here? Oh, dude, I was playing some basketball last night. What close call. Won by 2 points there, the last part of the game. Lakers. I also went with, that's pretty much it on that. A couple touchdown scores. Antonio Brown to score. I think that one is not too bad. And then J.K. Dobbins, the over 7.5 receiving yards. So, pretty good one. Lazard, first touchdown, 12-1. I had to. Oh, man. Those ones always get me, those little bastards. I try to literally not even look at them anymore, because then I'll be like, ooh, like if I just place, $5 here, then I would make. It's like, dude, I think too much about what I would make rather than, is this a good bet? Not, oh, this is a pretty damn good line, so I got to watch myself. But that's not far-fetched thinking at all. You're looking at the Rams defense there, and Jalen Ramsey's going to lock up with Devontae Adams, 2 of the best at their positions. Going to be great to watch. I don't think that Jalen Ramsey necessarily is going to stop Devontae Adams from doing anything, but Aaron Rodgers likes to spread it around at times when there is a good corner matchup on Devontae Adams. He's not a stupid quarterback, so you can definitely see big games from Allen Lazard, Montez Valdez-Scantling, sorry. Jeez, that name. But I think, they obviously go. Troy Hill's still good. They've got good secondary. So it's not just Jalen Ramsey, and they could get after Aaron Rodgers, but I could totally see it. Not out of the picture, someone like Tanyan, maybe a dump off to Aaron Jones. You never know with the Packers. So that's a tough one to go by. It's going to be very intriguing making my picks today. I threw in a few bucks on a few of those like tournaments. I like playing those just because fantasy's over. And, I spent like everything I have left. Got like $1 in my account. Just played a couple of like the Saturday only and Sunday only, and then I played a Saturday Sunday. So we'll see how we do here. But I also played just a couple of those prop bets. So trying to make some money today. We'll see. Enjoy. It at least puts some enjoyment into the game. So I'm cheering for me to make money. You know what I mean? I can't cheer for anybody but the Eagles. So. You have a good day, man. Good luck on all your bets as well. Be safe, and hopefully we'll talk later. Probably hop back on tomorrow, but if there's any news tonight, I'll definitely hop on tomorrow, but if there's any news tonight, I'll definitely hop back on. But wanted to hop in and just talk a little bit, but if you guys are just making bets, once again, here it is. I think I would go with the Packers, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Saints. All home teams, I know. But the Bills, Ravens, and the Saints, Bucks gave me a little bit of a hard time there. Be real with you. The Ravens could definitely run all over the Bills. And if they can establish that run, get the defense after Josh Allen, they could really do some things. And then the Bucks, Saints, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. You never know what he's going to do, but I think that defense could get after him. and allow Drew Brees to eat that secondary alive. I know they're going to have trouble running the ball, so probably pass the ball a lot. But Michael Thomas being back, that works out well for them. So we'll see what they do. I think those are tough matchups. I didn't want to bet too much on the actual games because I was just like, damn, I don't know. I don't like this at all. So Carson being a dick is just, I don't really know though. People just talking about this stuff. Like I'd like to see it. But yeah, quarterbacks are like this. Aaron Rodgers is a straight up dick all the time. So, people are just grasping for straws at this point, man. Goff was healthy to have the Rams. It'd be a close matchup. In my mind, it still will be with that defense going after that offense. But I think it could break open for sure. If Aaron Rodgers gets going and that offense can do nothing, if they can't, the Rams, that is, if their offense can do nothing and if they can't get Cam Akers rolling, look, Packers don't have a very good rush defense, so Cam Akers could definitely open things up. But I'll be real with you. It's Aaron Rodgers, so you never know what the hell's going to happen. They might have to try to play catch up if, that defense doesn't do anything. We'll see. That's a damn good D. Very good defense. So we'll see. And I could totally see the Bucs winning. It's in a dome. It's Tom Brady, so he doesn't have to deal with the weather. That's not going to do anything. But they have a very good pass rush defense. We all know how you beat Tom Brady. Put some pressure on him, get him on his ass, get him flustered. I think that the Saints could do that today. Or tomorrow. That's their only hope. And they've got a decent defense, but the offense, finally got Brees back. They got Kamara and Thomas rolling. So that's a lot of firepower. But hey, look, this Bucs have some pretty damn good firepower too, so could be a shootout, man. The Saints have had the Bucs number. They've put Tommy B on his ass that last game they played him. It could happen again. We'll see. I'm not a big fan of Tom Brady, but I'm also not a fan of the Saints. So I'm just gonna try to make some money off of it. You know what I mean? So we'll see. But yep. And the Eagles just requested to interview Josh McDaniels, and we all know Josh McDaniels, what he did to us. Frank Reich going to the Colts when it was supposed to be Josh McDaniels. So we lost Frank, but it was bound to happen anyway because that's just pretty much how it goes. So thanks for that, Malcolm. We sure did. I'll have to get on the graphics here, make myself one, and then make myself one for 4th and John. As you guys all know, I am the social media manager over there, 4th and John. I enjoy making these. I do, but sometimes that the hate is coming your way, and it's not I didn't do it. I didn't request this interview. This is the Eagles. They did this. So trying to keep a positive mind here that we're just interviewing, as much as we possibly can. My dog heard about the Josh McDaniels news. Apparently, he is feeling a certain way about it. I'm feeling a certain way. I'm sure a lot of people are feeling a certain way about it. I think that Josh McDaniels is an intriguing name. We all know that he's done some things with the Patriots when they had Tom Brady, but not a huge fan. I'll be real with you. There's a lot of names on here that I'm not a big fan of. And that's going to happen. I just don't want to be surprised if we if they come at us with some. I don't want Mike Kafka. I don't want Gerard Mayo. I'm going to be real with you. So we'll see here, but trying to make this picture here for you guys while I talk to you. Sorry, my dog's barking, so he's an asshole. But Josh McDaniels, that's an intriguing one. At least I don't have to come back on and make another video about Josh McDaniels because, man, I would really hate to waste my day doing something like that for Josh McDaniels. So, yeah, no thanks. I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of it. I know that they wanted him before. I'm not a big fan. I'll be real. So we'll get this graphic out to you guys. If you're not watching, anybody who's not watching, they're going to get this little picture coming their way in a second here. But how you guys feel about that? What's your thoughts on Josh McDaniels? You think that you think we'll hire him? You think that'll piss off everybody? Because I'll be real with you. I don't know if I'd be too pissed about him because he's got a good pedigree and everything, but we'll see. We'll see. Pop this up here. Oh, I guess Cooper Kupp's out too, guys. So watch out for that. That's intriguing. That definitely doesn't bode well for the Rams. So the Packers definitely, that just bumped up a little bit. All right, let's get this out to you guys. Eagles request to interview Patriots offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels. Woo! Don't care. Just want to see these playoffs ended so I can see Eric Bieniemy interview for the job, and then I will be a much happier person. But until then, we'll deal with our Gerard Mayos, Mike Kafkas, and Josh McDaniels of the world. But yeah, so we're going to pop this out here to you guys. Hope you guys are all having a good one. I'm going to get rolling out here, though. I should have just rolled out before I made you guys sit here and watch me do this. Sorry, just got a little taken aback. Usually I don't run into this problem, which is crazy. You would think, I usually make them around the right time. I try to wait till, the day is at a good time where you don't think, watch me. Jesus. Now I'm popping up myself. See, I'm doing multiple things at multiple times. Just multi-talented here, guys. I'm on Facebook, and it's just too much. But yeah, I'm gonna post this here. I'm gonna get rolling. If you guys need anything today, and I always say this, but I mean it. If you need anything, whether it be about football, anything in life, I'm always here. Always here to chat. You guys need a stream for the games today. I can help you with that. I can help you with anything your little heart desires. So hope you guys are all staying safe out there, staying as sane as you possibly can. I'm going to get rolling, get my bets finished up here. If you have any questions like that, I can try to help you to the best of my ability, but we'll see. Answer some of these questions here for our roll, though. See the Bucs winning, double to -2 teams. I hate the Saints. Yeah, exactly. I hate them both. So don't care, but just want to win some money myself. MVP this year. Oh, that's a tough one. It's going to come down to these games here in the next couple of days, but it's between Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. And I think Aaron Rodgers could go away with it just because of what he's done, blah, 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 his age, and might as well give him one more before Mahomes wins the next 37. So do I want Josh McDaniels if anyone can fix Carson? Tim, yeah, we'll see. Well, he doesn't run the defense, so that would be a different – we'll see who his coordinator would be. But, yeah, it'd be intriguing to see what his offense is for Carson or Jalen. Kafka would be funny. Yeah, Kafka. So McDaniels screwed the Colts. Yep. Still got the Browns beating Chiefs. Well, that's Chase Claypool. Chiefs didn't do anything. I think the Chiefs are going to come out ready to whoop some ass in that secondary. Good luck against the Chiefs. I know they might be down Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He'll probably play, though. So intrigued to see how that goes. But I think Andy Reid and the Chiefs will move on. But you never know. I'm not counting out the Browns. I mentioned it earlier. That could be a close game, closer than most people think. We'll see here. But if they can, like I said, if they can get them a little flustered and they can get their run game rolling, you never know. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt doing great this year. Be intrigued to see. But I'm going to get rolling out here, guys. Hope you're all having a great day. Talk to you a little bit later if anything happens. If not, we'll talk to you tomorrow. And I actually just want to thank you all for tuning in on this beautiful Saturday. I truly do appreciate all of you that do tune in, your comments, your likes, your subscribing to the YouTube channel. All that stuff is greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed. So I love you all. Hope you all have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. As always, go